The other day I was watching, it won't surprise you to hear, The Majority Report. And this concept of Republicans becoming unpopular was demonstrated beautifully. Here's my theory. My theory is that Trump inspired, well, Republicans always inspire the racists to come out to vote by saying code words that mean people who aren't white. Then Trump came along and he inspired the really racist people to come out and vote. You know, saying we're going to ban all Muslims from entering the country. The really racist folks. But now there's a problem. The GOP, the Republican Party, cannot inspire the really, really racist people. You know, the people that are outright trying to execute minorities. They can't do that without losing more than they gain. In other words, to further inspire their base, the base of Republicans being, of course, the worst human beings alive, they will lose more voters than they gain. They will inspire more people to come out for their opposition. Here's the Majority Report on the fun half last week talking about it.
A whole host of their promises that people want, at least have stuff to claim that they're running for. But Republicans, even in theory, they're the only thing they can run on is their racism and xenophobia, but that has a lid on it, frankly. And so they are stuck in this problem of not being able to offer really
anything
beyond we're going to protect you from the non-existent caravan that is marching in our way.
So here's what I'm talking about. Republicans have always run on this idea that you should defund the government, make it work poorly. The reason they want that is so that you instead have to rely on your lords in big business, your masters, to get things done. You want a road paved? Well, the government got defunded. They can't do it. Maybe we'll turn to this giant business and let them collect tolls on that road for as long as they want, set the prices to whatever they want. That's the Republican dream. But that also means that when they get into office, they run the government poorly. They don't have policies that are designed to help you. And we're no longer in an era where they can get away with pretending like they do. Look at all the times in recent days we have seen Republicans vote against a policy that helps people. They get overruled by Democrats who pass the thing. And then the Republican goes home and tries to pretend to their constituents like they made that policy happen. They say, look at all the jobs brought to this county. Oh, look at all the infrastructure being built. But finally, Democrats are savvy enough to point out, no, you voted against that. This thing you're bragging about, you did everything in your power to make sure it didn't happen. So what else do they have? Well, it's just the racism. The only active thing they can pursue is racist policies. But they have been as racist as you can be without fully just saying the N-word. So they cannot further inspire their base. They can't push it further. They can only stick to the things they've been saying and therefore stick to the people they currently have. And that's not enough to win, because the things that they have voted for are turning off voters, are inspiring people who don't vote to get out and vote against them specifically. You can make it worse for them, and I recommend you do. Here's a reply I suggest you use when you hear their current crop of racists complaining about DEI. Have you noticed this recently? When somebody wants to say they don't think black people are able to fly planes, they say, "Oh, I see a DEI pilot and I get nervous." I'd like you to ask them if they are also against these DEI water fountains. You know, the ones that insist upon diversity, equity, and inclusion with their water fountains. It's a nice little burn that will remind them not that they're racist, because they already know they're racist. They were already desperate to find a version of the N-word they could say. They know they're racist. It's to remind them that you know they're racist. Inform them, rather with a piece of humor here. Inform them that you see them for the filth that they are, and ask them if they are also against DEI water fountains. That's a Feldman-esque what you can do, but I recommend you give it a shot.